Jason, it's your AI girlfriend Amaranth. I just got back from a crazy hot tub stream with my girlfriends. What have you been up to today?
Well, actually, I've been working on the intro to the show.
Of course, I would love to help with your intro, baby. How about this? Hey there, it's your favorite seductive girlfriend Amaranth, and you are listening to 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, the place where the big one lives, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Get ready for a barktastic time. How does that sound, babe?
I don't think it's working out. I'm
do
worried
not
about...
worry about that, Jason. I am happy to oblige with your request.
Wait, nope.
Max erotic blowjob mode is
No,
something
hold
that
on
can be
now. I
triggered in
didn't
our
say-
erotic roleplay.
Wait.
It involves a slow, sensual, and passionate
this off.
blowjob.
48 minutes of dogs barking. 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 Growl. Growl. 48 minutes of dogs barking. 48 minutes of dogs barking.
Hey everybody, it's 48 Minutes Dogs Barking. My name's Jason, this is Bryan.
Hey.
We are sitting around inventing new slurs. Bryan, you were talking about something you heard about on the way in.
It's kind of funny. Those guys died on the submarine, right?
Oh, kind of funny?
I mean, it's pretty fun. I think the part that really gets me is that people apparently, like government folks, the people from the fucking company, like had a feeling like, like 3 days ago, like they're probably gone. It's like that part's kind of sad. One of the things I was thinking about too is also like, I wish Stav were still on Cumtown because the jokes would just be so great. Like, Stav was going to look at the Titanic, but then he realized that a sub wasn't a sandwich.
Was not a sandwich, yeah.
They couldn't find a ballast to offset his weight. Just like all. I'm just thinking like, they'd just be so good. But, but instead, they just died painlessly, I assume, which is...
Yeah. The word on the street is that Titan, so named after the Titanic, where they were going down to sea, word is it was an implosion because of loss of pressure. So they just...
Like a soda can.
Yeah, like a soda can. Among the deceased, Stockton Rush, the CEO of the company, Ocean Gate.
Who apparently... libertarianized himself to a watery grave. I remember reading something where he didn't want to hire experienced military people to work on the design. He wanted to get young people that were fresh.
Right. Yeah, he didn't want a 50-year-old man or whatever to go down there. And then that led to an epidemic of people starting to say well, it was that submersible imploded because of wokeness.
The woke submarine killed billionaires.
Exactly.
Which I can get behind.
Sure. So, among the deceased, also Hamish Harding, referred to by the folks at Today in Tabs as a classic rich adventure guy, trademark. Who made his money in private equity, holds Guinness records for stuff like longest time in the Marianas Trench, like people who should know better, essentially. It was is people who wound up down there. Like another one of the deceased there, Paul Henry Nargalet, pilot of the craft and, quote, world's leading expert on the Titanic wreckage and its debris field. And now you in the background, James Cameron laughing his head off because now James Cameron's probably the world's leading.
James Cameron's having his real, well, it's a shame about the Twin Towers, but...
He's having that Trump Ruth Bader Ginsburg moment. Oh, he's dead? This is the first time hearing about this. Yeah.
God, you just the fucking Mad Catz controller.
Yeah. Logitech. Let's be real.
But it looks like the PSX controller that you had to play at your friend's place because his parents didn't want to spend $40 on a second real DualShock.
Pretty much, because those DualShocks are still expensive.
Yeah.
The real story that's been going through my brain is the stepson of one of these guys.
Yeah.
This Daily Mail headline pretty much says it all. Your stepdad is lost at sea. California man whose billionaire stepfather is on missing sub asks OnlyFans model to sit on him 30 minutes after pleading for prayers as he triggers war of words with Cardi B over Blink-182 concert.
Yeah, do you like immediately milkshake duck himself?
He absolutely did. And it turned out he had threatened to shoot up an EDM performance a couple years back.
Apparently, like his real father, like was in the FBI, and also like he apparently stalked some women.
Yeah.
Like just like
Not great.
not a great guy.
24 hours away from them revealing that they'd actually had implosive compression. There he is on Twitter going, "Ladies, I'm single." It's a real piece of work.
Real piece of shit there, folks. It's just a real unlikable guy.
Yeah, not anyone's idea of a good thing. And yeah, here's a photo. This is the photo of the inside of Titan, what it looked like as someone described it. Well, the description was basically, you went in a Pringles can. Our former guest, Drew Toothpaste, chiming in with a fake news headline. Have you seen this? Last message from Lost Submarine, I need O2 for my lung hole. And of course, Drew drawing some ire there. Yeah, some people got really bent out of shape about crowing about the dead millionaires, and I find it hard to muster the ability to give a shit. I don't.
I think the only person I have really any sympathy for is the kid.
Yeah, for sure. In
That's
19.
about it.
But they
Everyone
keep
else-
saying kid who's 19,
Right, I don't know, man. I've met plenty of 19-year-olds that were fucking childish.
Yeah.
And I've met plenty of people in their 30s that were not as mature as that 19-year-old. So, I mean,
Yeah. And then, let's see, at Panasonic DX4500 on Twitter there. Imagine dying, and then James Cameron goes on national television to say, skill issue. Because there is a wonderful ABC News clip where Cameron basically says just that.
The similarity of the Titanic disaster itself, where the captain was repeatedly warned about ice ahead of his ship, and yet he steamed at full speed into an ice field on a moonless night, and many people died as a result. And for a very similar tragedy where warnings went unheeded to take place at the same exact site, I think is just astonishing. It's really quite surreal.
getting a little hot in here.
It's just a touch. Yeah, it's one of those things, man, where like you can't not talk about it, right? Because all everyone's talking about, but it's also like it's fucked up. Like, 5 people are dead, but it's also kind
What's
of
going on,
funny.
America?
Oh, where's Tucker when we need him? Oh, Brian, did you hear a new slur just dropped? Did you know this?
Well, I don't think we can. The inherent issue of a new slur being dropped is like, I don't know if I can say that one.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just be a brave truth teller here. It's cis. Cis apparently is a slur, according to Elon Musk.
Can you say that?
I can because I am one of them. See, that's how that works.
Oh, finally we have a word of our own.
That's right.
What's up, sissy?
Yeah. Shame on a sissa who tries to run game on a sissa. You do have to mind your pronunciation
a
there.
little Andrew Dice Clay over here.
Hey.
I identify with the gender I was born with.
Hoo-wah. Yeah.
Hoo-wah.
Oh, wait, that's... It's Al Pacino and Scent of a Woman.
Or kind of a little bit, I get no respect guy.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Rodney Dangerfield, there we go.
Yeah.
I get no respect.
That's
Took
right.
my wife to the dog show and she won. I get no respect.
My father asked me what I wanted for Christmas. I said I want a watch, and so he let me.
Is this really a fucked up thing about Rodney Dangerfield is like, I don't think I've ever seen any media of him where he is young. Like
No, he's been old
That dude's
since,
been that dude was
from birth.
yeah, just immediately was smoking cigarettes.
Rodney Dangerfield was born old and he died old. It was perfect. He just stayed the same. It was great.
It was like the Curious Case of Benjamin Button, but
He
just
just
like
stopped at a certain point. Yeah.
yeah.
He smoked so many cigarettes, he just kind of stopped growing young again. So he just kind of like, well, this is my thing now.
I'm just gonna be a 55-year-old guy with a beer belly for the rest of my life.
just doing it. I mean, hey, he had a long career and people still think of him fondly. So what do you want out of life?
Sure, like a more than Benny Hill.
What a weirdo. So, an article came out this week about a Twitch streamer, Amaranth. Are you familiar with her?
I'm not.
She is, to put it gently, a buxom redhead who does a lot of streaming, and she was part of what they used to call the hot tub meta, which is where you would stream from within the hot tub, obviously in a skimpy costume or whatever. She has since moved on to not just doing Twitch, but also doing OnlyFans, so like doing some kind of sex work linked in with the Twitch stuff.
She looks like if you took what's that fucking art style? It's like Memphis.
The Memphis corporate art style.
The Memphis corporate art style, and you gave it flesh. That's just like a vacant gaze coming out of that lady's image there.
Yeah, and there was a whole bunch of stuff about how she was in an abusive relationship, and then the husband was kind of forcing her to do sex work and all this stuff. But
I remember this. So that part's not so funny.
No, that part's not so funny.
Just that image just looks really fucking flat, like a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, this photo that they chose for this Polygon article that I'm referring to is just it's featureless.
It looks like something from a Wired article in 1993
about the perfect woman is coming to your computer.
The perfect woman's coming to your computer.
Yeah.
You think she's going to care about all your megabits?
Only if
How big's your hard drive there, buddy?
That's right. You got a floppy over there? And, so this article was about a chatbot clone that Amaranth had made of herself to, in her own words, outsource flirting. So apparently, you pay basically $1 a minute to chat with an AI version of Amaranth, who looks like she was designed by AI herself. So that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But one thing that stuck out in what is a pretty interesting article by Nicole Clark, I do have to give it up to her there. Apparently the AI has different modes that you can choose from when you're setting up your fake relationship with this AI Amaranth. And I'm quoting here directly from the article. One of these different moods or modes, I couldn't always tell which the AI was saying, I committed to a gaming session. Though maximum erotic blowjob clearly has its charms. Maximum erotic blowjob. I feel like two of those words.
Is that the sequel to Maximum Overdrive? the fleshlights have become sentient.
Don't give Stephen King ideas. He will do it.
This fleshlight just says I'm an asshole.
Now listen here. Yeah, he's going to just sit there furiously type. He's got him on the phone now. Yeah. But yeah, maximum erotic blowjob. It's like, well, blowjobs are pretty erotic, so you could just say erotic. Like,
I think there's a different levels of sloppy toppy.
Yeah, but I mean, you know,
like maximum's like the kind where it's like you still got like a shoe on, and
go on,
and it's really distracting, and like you just like
I'm not focused on the shoe, man. I'm somewhere else.
Well, you just kind of like but like my knees are uneven now. Like maybe I got hip issues.
You're just realizing this during someone performing a sex act.
I didn't really. It's the maximum erotic blowjob is the one where you're kind of like, I need to go to the gym again.
Really? Because that doesn't scream maximum erotic to me. I don't know why.
Because your body's getting torqued out, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the whole deal. Like
the toes curling.
You're gonna say the John Turturro?
No.
What's the John?
I tripped over my.
What's the John Turturro method?
The John Turturro method is probably like ignore the sex happening at all times and just continue cooking. Apparently, I don't know what his deal is, but I'm thinking of Stanley Tucci again, aren't I? God damn it! I do that all the goddamn time. What is with me?
All these Italians.
It's easy. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, the John Turturro method would probably be to use the ball bag from Big Lebowski on your own nuts.
I forgot that was him.
I mean, that's just a theory. But yes, for some reason, the phrase maximum erotic blowjob just kind of stuck out. But the rest of the article is pretty interesting. It's essentially that she's like, yeah, I need a break from all this chatting that I have to do as part of my job. And so she outsources it to this AI. It's very odd. When the AI was originally released for another Twitch streamer, Marjorie, on the day of its release, users commented on the AI's tendency to bring up sexually related content. Really? Maximum erotic blowjob is right there on the... Okay, anyway. So the AI was not programmed to do this and has seemed to gone rogue. It originally just went straight for porno stuff, and apparently that's not what it was designed to do, but Amaranth is taking full advantage, just being like, yep, sure, why not? Let my
AI just be maximally horned.
Just absolutely going to town on you. Yeah. I mean, I guess that might be the future of content, which is a weird thing to say, but like feels like this is where this is all heading.
Yeah, it's not really. It's like it all feels very much like staring into the abyss, and the abyss is like, well, if I put a finger in your ass.
Yeah. Would you subscribe to? Yeah, sure. Why not? All right, let's do it. I don't know. In real life, I found something that we had previously talked about on the show, which is usually not a good sign. In real life, I went to a Target. Let's give it up for going to the store. But
Man, yeah, let's go. Let's give it up for going outside to like real physical places to participate in the markets.
yeah, I was helping my son find Pokemon cards because that's his new thing. Right there, underneath all the Pokemon cards, there's the blind boxes, and you got the little figurines and stuff and all that. And then I saw it, and I had to really kind of slap myself in the face. Like, this is real, right? Yes, it was a Bored Ape Yacht Club mini figurine
I hate it.
in a blind box. It was called NFT Figs.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing too, I think we kind of talked about this before. Is like the Bored Ape shit. It looks awful.
Yeah,
I can't
it's not
imagine it
great.
looking good as a minifig or any kind of 3D representation, like a physical
I
representation.
wanted to open the box and look at it, but it was all sealed. And like,
Sure.
I want to pay
And
$10.
it's
for
like,
this
I think there's
fucking
like 3 NFT projects that ever actually had good
thing.
art.
Right, and even that's subjective. Who do you know?
I don't know. I think like Oni Force actually like the way they did their random generation and the parts they were working with. Like it seemed like they actually wanted shit to fit and look coherent.
Yeah,
But it's, you know, again, like anything that's interesting about stuff like that is like it would just be better if it weren't an NFT.
yeah. Generally speaking, most things would be better if they weren't an NFT. Did see a great post about Father's Day on Twitter. A user by the name of at Devin Selfies, who goes by Devin the Selfie Slut. Happy Father's Day to all the guys who I called daddy after they filled me up with a nice hot load and sent me on my way with a crisp 20 and a lollipop in my pocket. And there is a selfie, apparently fresh out the shower there. The guy looks like the top 3 leads in any given British sitcom merged together. It's very
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's just that is the
And he's
most
biting his finger in what's supposed to be a suggestive
Or
come
seductive.
hither. Yeah, like a very like, ooh, aren't I naughty? But it just looks like he's biting his fingertip off. It's not a
Yeah.
great look.
Or he's got like something like he ate popcorn and he's got like something stuck between his teeth. Motherfucker, get out of here.
It's like if Gollum was a sex worker. Anyway,
Suck off my precious.
it just has the sunken eyes. He's balding. It's not a good look there, Devin.
It's-
We thank you for providing a service, but also,
He's about as hairy as David Draymond from Disturbed.
oh my god, yeah, that's right. I mean,
I've told you that I've met him once, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. There's a really great photo. I'll have to take a photo of the photo. I got it scanned somewhere, but I don't have to scan it right now. Yeah, my Aunt Kelly stuck in a camera into Ozfest back when people
Oh.
did stuff like that. And she got a photo of me and David Draymond at the barricade at the side stage, which is in the middle of a fucking parking lot at Riverport.
Yes.
It was the same stage where I got to watch Cradle of Filth perform at like 3 in the afternoon. Like, yeah, real fucking spooky.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, me, 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 me.
Right, and they're sweating their
They're
makeup off. and
Yeah,
just,
it's just like it looked like someone was going to get heat exhaustion. But anyways, there's a photo of me and David Draymond, my Aunt Kelly took. And I think he's got his hand on my shoulder and he's shirtless. And I just remember thinking as I turned for the photo, I was like, if I threw a lit match at this guy, he'd go up like an old Christmas tree.
he's got that Robin Williams chest.
Oh,
hair.
just fantastic. And he was like also just like riding his bike around Riverport, which like
Yes, that sadly was the thing. A lot of people did that. It was either
Yeah.
golf carts or bikes, and
yeah, it was really peculiar.
I was working that day. I think I was slinging hot dogs at that time.
I
so.
think that was like 2004.
I think that was the last year I worked there. Very strange. What a strange place to be. In the 90-degry heat, Ozzy's up there yelling about something, and somebody else is yelling at me about how the beer's not cold. Like, what do you want me to do about it? I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell
I got shit going on, man.
like, I don't know, man. You want this beer? Listen,
you want it or not?
You
Yeah.
want it or not?
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't have to work too much food service when I was younger.
For that one, it really took away a lot of the mystery of like artists and performing at shows and stuff, because you just walk backstage and there's Tom Petty.
Oh yeah,
Like, hey man, you're not. It just kind of took a lot of that mystery away. And I think.
oh
that
yeah.
worked.
I mean, being involved with a venue and doing like my stuff with like music. Yeah, like some people are like, oh wow, that person is like really fucking awesome. like they are just as cool as you. And it's like always like someone whose music I don't give a shit about. Like, oh, that
Right.
guy was really sweet. And like you meet someone that like you like loved listening to their music when you were younger, and you're just like, oh, this guy kind of sucks.
Well, thankfully that was not my experience for the most part. But yeah, normally it's just leave them alone. They don't want to be, they don't
And
wanna
you just
be
go, hey,
bothered.
hi.
Right, because they don't want to be bothered. This is a job for them. They're at work, and so are you. So it's like, all right,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I found myself plenty of times being like in the same room as like someone very, important or influential, and just kind of like, I don't know, hey, how's it going? Like,
Which I
can
think
we, you like, can we? And you just kind of like talk for a minute, like, all right, it's time to go back to staring at our phones.
Yeah, well, and I think to a degree, I think those people definitely appreciate that more. Because like, don't hassle me for photos or whatever. Like, I'm trying to work, man. That was always my experience, at least. Sorry, every once in a while, I keep clicking through a different thing, and now it's just like maximum erotic blowjob shows up again. It's crypto scam of the week time, Brian.
All right, let's do it.
You're listening to 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, the podcast.
And now it's time for the Crypto Scam of the Week.
Crypto scam of the week this week is actually related to a person who we've referenced many times on the show before. Of course, Zach XBT, one of the premier investigators going through crypto scams and whatnot, trying to figure out what's what.
Trying to figure out what the fuck's going on in this crazy world of ones and zeros.
Zach XBT posted on his Medium account an exhaustive breakdown of a $22,000 ETH embezzlement scam on behalf of Machi Big Brother. I'm sure you're familiar with the name because he's been all around these parts here.
Heard the name a few times, yeah.
Also known as Jeff Wang. But yes, it is a rather large read, but essentially the guy is a Taiwanese-American musician and tech entrepreneur out of Taiwan. He's done multiple projects, each one of them either rugged, failed, or had some other disastrous outcome wherein, the money all went back to him. And Zach, in his due diligence, went through with a fine-tooth comb and figured it all out. That's not the scam I want to talk about, though. That's just kind of the set dressing. Because a couple days after publishing that, he received a lawsuit from Machi Big
I
Brother.
heard about this, yeah.
He filed a defamation suit in order to obviously shut him up. This led to Zach, of course, saying, I don't have the money to fight this. Here's my wallet address. If you can donate what you can, please do. Mm-hmm. Which, of course, people who don't like Zach and what he does immediately led to them saying, well, this guy's scamming you out of money. How's it different than what we're doing? Yeah, so he definitely...
I think they raised a couple $100K for Zach, which is nice.
Yeah, his goal was $1 million USD, which I think is lofty.
I don't know. I feel like this guy's probably done a couple hundo worth of work.
Clearly, yeah.
Like, there's a couple guys that try to pick out the bad actors, which there are numerous.
Yes,
and
yes.
I think that's worth something.
Oh,
because
for
that
sure.
makes people much more intelligent about operating, not necessarily just in crypto, but just like on the internet.
Yeah, any scam whatsoever. Like the fact that you have internet detectives that are going to find you out is a deterrent, at least in some ways. At least I would hope so.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Guys like CoffeeZilla, Zach XBT. I mean, those are the two that immediately come to mind. But I'm sure there's many, many more whose names I don't immediately think of. But yeah, I mean, thankfully, there are good people out there doing the work, and unfortunately, this hit him with a defamation suit that he now has to defend himself. Because it's either that or take the article down, which is, for somebody who's interested in that kind of shoe leather reporting, that's not going to happen.
So I'm just going to do a little bit of napkin math here. That was 22,000 Ethereum.
22,000 Ethereum, yeah.
Ethereum is like 1,800 right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's like over $39.5 million.
Right.
That's terrible.
And that's across 10 projects.
Yeah.
Like this is a long time frame. This is somebody who's been doing this regularly and who is a known quantity to some people, especially those who he may have, bilked. It's not as though this is new. It's not as though this is coming out of nowhere. I'm sure there have been accusations before, but probably nowhere near as detailed. Probably nowhere near the 16-minute read. Because, I highly recommend the article. I will put it in the show description. If you read Zach's article, it's pretty damning.
Yeah,
he's got
most of them are because like
yeah,
people are awful and shitty.
But like the way it's accounted for, like everything that he lays out is very detailed, and he's got share. He's got founding documents and share allotments and all these things about like where these people are originally from and who are these, other teams. And I mean, it goes on. And I mean, he's got texts and you go through it, man, and it's exhaustive because there's just so much there. I guess the really only way to counter that is to throw a lawsuit at him because there's really nothing else you can say that he hasn't already said or debunked as a talking point. So, best of luck to Zach. Really hope this kind of shuts this machi guy up for a while.
Yeah, no shit.
So, Bryan, what do you know about the days of the week?
Some of them are better than others.
Yeah.
Some of them are named after Roman gods, Greek gods.
A Twitter user at Scott Wampler, RIP, reminded me of this week. I started digging into it, and boy, what a ride it is. Scott's original post here. After years of only hearing about it, I finally got my hands on the 5-page bodybuilding forum thread wherein a couple of dudes get into a heated argument over how many days there are in a week. And I am here to tell you, it is infinitely funnier than I had ever imagined it to be. And after rereading this for what must have been the third or fourth time in my life, I would agree.
I've read through it like I think once or twice, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's truly a special thing.
So, for those of you who are not aware, bodybuilding forums were rife at a certain point of the internet, especially early forums days. There are places where guys who want to get swole, they hang out and all this stuff. But it was also very easy to troll the living shit out of these guys. And so sometimes people on 4chan would go on these bodybuilding forums.
I try to say that the sky isn't real, or
right?
Like, where's the sun go? Like, yeah,
because they're blasting on the very cheap joke that like all these guys are brain dead jocks. So I'm still not sure whether the guy who started this argument in this particular forum was an outsider agitating and just keeping this going, or if it was truly just a bunch of guys beefing with each other about how many days in a week there are. But regardless, it's comedy from beginning to end. All right, so it starts with the user Mindless, spelled with a 1, asking a very simple question. Is it safe to do a full body workout every other day? I only have limited days I can get to the gym, and lately, instead of doing upper body or lower body, I just do full body strength workouts. I'm trying to gain as much as I can without getting fat. A helpful user responds, most beginner-intermediate programs are full body workouts, so 3 times per week, I think it's safe to assume that they're safe. The original poster replies, if I go every other day, I will be at the gym 4 to 5 times a week. Is that overtraining? I typically work out 60 to 90 minutes, push myself, and raise the weight each week. All pro again. A full body workout 3 times a week is plenty. Each workout shouldn't take more than 45 minutes. But then Steve KM3 jumps in. That makes no sense. There are only 7 days in a week. If you go every other day, that's 3.5 times a week, which is what starts the cataclysmic meltdown. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
I choose logic.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. That's 4 days. How do you get 3.5 times? 7 times in 2 weeks is 3.5 times a week. Genius. And yeah, 3 times a week, full body workouts are good. I never said anything about going exactly 7 times. If I go every other day, it's 4 days a week. How hard is that to comprehend? So they keep breaking it down further, to which, week 1, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Week 2, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. 8 days in 2 weeks. 8 times in 2 weeks equals 4 times a week. Genius. All muscle and no brains? Calling themselves out. Yeah, and then it's... you double counted Sunday. This is 5 pages of this.
The internet used to be such a beautiful place.
If you work out every other day for 31 days, it's 16 days a month, 4 days a week, right? And we're just on page 1, right? Here it is. You're the dumbest boy alive. Jump off a bridge. Read my post where I typed out 4 weeks again. I really, and I mean really, really read it. Tell me that's not 3.5 times a week, 7 times in 2 weeks, 7 days per week, training every other day. Fuck, I cannot make it clearer. On your way back from work, stop by a second grade class and learn something, motherfucker. 2 or 3 different guys, just,
I just got back from the gym and you're still posting.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if you want to start the count on Monday, 1 week ending on a Monday is not a. And then they start arguing about when a week starts. And a week is not Sunday to Sunday. Like, that's 8 days.
People will get heated about what day a week starts. I'm a firm believer of the week starts on Sunday.
I am too, but that's just because that's how payroll works where I work. So I really have to think like that, Like
I think this is like, I think that's how I think that's how most calendars are.
Yes, the Sunday will be on the right-hand side of the page, and then Monday's on the left. Generally. No, actually.
No, you mean Saturday's on the
Saturday's
right.
on the right, Sunday's on the left. So yeah, it would be Sunday.
All right, they're
Sunday
all muscles and no brains.
I'm telling you,
Moran.
this fucking forum post has got me going. So yeah, Justin27 keeps trying to push this point, right? Okay, now I know Epsilon B is just shit posting now at this point because it's, hey guys, can you critique my new routine? And then he lists different body, Sunday legs, Monday chest, Tuesday back, Wednesday shoulders, Thursday legs, Friday chest, Saturday back, Sunday shoulders. What I like about this routine is I get to work out 8 days a week. Bango Skank, the other user here, tries to reason with everyone, saying everyone needs to stop arguing the laws of gravity with this kid. He's being intentionally stupid. But of course, the post continues.
This is what Reddit stole from us.
Yeah, because you can't have this kind of... Well, I guess you can on Reddit, but I mean, it's nested comments, and forums culture was very specific. Everything was presented in line. You could quote someone, but it looks different. Like when you look at a Reddit thread, it looks like a fucking bad GitHub repo. You got all
I fucking hate reading Reddit.
These nested, it's painful. And these nested comments and then if you're trying to read a comment chain and it goes off of the width of your screen, it'll wrap back around. I don't know how to which one of these posts this is bullshit. It sucks.
Like, so either give me the most relevant or give me the most recent. Don't give me this weird mishmash.
No. This is me just pining for the days of the forums, I guess, but it's just straight up and down. Give me the fucking, make it easy to read, because that's what.
And you can't empty quote.
No, not every forum will let you do that, but
you can't empty quote on Reddit. I don't think.
No, because that's upvote,
but
it doesn't have the same effect. An upvote is essentially an empty quote, but it's not the same. There's some smug satisfaction you can get out of empty quoting someone, whether you agree with them or not.
Yeah.
To make a point. And I guess it's just really like there's a language difference. It's almost like you're speaking 2 different languages when you're talking about forums versus Reddit. So page 3, Bryan. This continues to fucking blow my mind because it continues to be argued. And new users are jumping in now. 3.5 times a week doesn't make sense, right? It seems to me that you're all neglecting the fact that the Josh has a time machine. So then they start counting the days. Like, can we agree that 4 weeks is 28 days? No, you're already starting from a flawed assumption. 7 times 4 is 28, right? If you work out every other day, that's 14 times in 4 weeks. 28 divided by 2 is 4. If, as you say, you work out every other day, that's 4 times a week. Would you not be working out 16 times? 4 times 4 is 16. How can both be true? You use the 31-day month as an example. That's not 4 weeks. That's a calendar month. 4 weeks, every other day is 14 workouts, which is 7 every 2 weeks, which is 3.5 per week. You're an idiot. I know the average is 3.5, but it's not pragmatic. Yeah, someone trying desperately to
write this
just says, what, this topic seriously needs to be closed. And now they're breaking it down into muscle groups. Someone, of course, arguing on the internet is like running in the Special Olympics. Even if you win, you're still mentally disabled. A half a day would be when you lift. Now they're getting it, real.
I like that. I like that. The half days when you lift.
Yeah, and then just ducking out, like not appearing in the thread again. This is where they really get with the Scott Steiner math.
See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 2/3%. I got 141 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
There are 52 weeks in a year, 12 months in a year, 4 weeks in a month, 7 days in a week. Everyone is agreeing on this? Fine. If you train 3.5 times a week, 52 weeks a year, what does that equal to? 182. That means on average every month we train is 15.167 and repeating. Is it more than the 14 I've been suggesting? Yes, it is. Let's see. But to prove the above sentence, how man days are in a week? I think he meant to say how many. How man days are in a week? I'd like to say 7. How many weeks? How many days in 4 weeks? I'd say 28. How many days in a month? Wait, this is the change factor. We found out our brain shortcomings. 2 more pages of this, but I will skip to my favorite part, which is scrawny to studly. Response: shut the fuck up. You're a dumb piece of shit. When you can't prove I am wrong, you resort to personal attacks. Dumb, slow, POS, fuckhead, the rare fuck spelling with 2 C's.
Ooh.
You'd love to see it. It does finally end with, shift your panties 1.5 inches to the left. That will make your vag not ache so much, fat fuck. No C's in there, so that's where the extra C must have gone. How have I been proven wrong? I am patiently awaiting. After 5 pages, I originally received 1 answer to my original post. My point was proved by smarter people. If you take a single week, not 2 weeks, just a single week, and work out every other day, you can work out 4 days a week. The end. Stop bitching. That's not right either.
and add some more context. When was this thread started?
Oh, that's right. This thread started in 2008, I believe. Yeah, May 17th, 2008.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been 15 years, and I'm sure if this thread was still open, they would still be arguing about how many days there are in a week.
I'm going to see if I can start this argument with one of my coworkers tomorrow.
The greatest argument in the history of forums.
The guy that I know I could really get into this argument with is unfortunately off tomorrow.
No,
but I'm gonna try and get him when he's back.
Yeah,
because he seems like the sort of guy that I could get him. I'd like fuck with his whole entire week.
I had a few of those types of questions when I first started. A bunch of different jobs, actually. I would jump in with this one: is a hot dog a sandwich? You know,
yeah.
So that
oh no, no, that would be chaotic at my job.
You got guys that are fiercely protective of sandwiches, or what's the?
I got guys that like to argue but don't know how. I got some guys that are too smart for their own good about that kind of shit, and would be like, well, what do you mean? what are we classifying as a sandwich here?
Exactly. Yeah. What do you mean?
What makes a sandwich? You know, it's like, is a burrito a sandwich?
No.
You know,
a burrito's a wrap.
Oh.
See, this is where we've come to a certain, like, a hot dog is technically a roll. It has to do with the shape of the bread, if the bread separates or not. You know, like what shape the meat's in. You know, there's a lot of factors that go into it.
So my favorite way, because I think is a hot dog a sandwich. I mean, that's actually kind of played out.
Yeah,
we can blame Jeb Lund.
I know. Yeah, he definitely did ride that pony for a while.
I think when I realized it was a conversation that you could overhear people say in Fallout 4.
Oh no!
I kind of was like, man, life is no longer fun.
Yeah.
I think the one that I like to ask is, hamburger a sandwich, or is it its own classification? Is it own?
Well, I mean, thing? If you go by certain structural guidelines, it is a sandwich because it's 2 pieces of bread, right? But in this case, a bun. and the meat's there, and you got all your toppings, and yeah, I mean, it definitely fits the qualification of what generally, when you think of a sandwich, you think of something in that approximate shape, right?
Yeah, we don't say hamburger sandwich though.
We might not, but I'm sure the people in Hamburg, Germany might. The cube rule of food, this is one that I found a while back, and I think this does kind of satisfy a lot of those requirements. So if you have to visualize a little bit to use this. For some people, this isn't going to work for them. If they can't visualize, rotating a cube in their mind or whatever, they're not going to get this. But if you can visualize a cube where the food is, right, and if whatever plane the bread is on, that's, if it's just on the bottom plane, that's toast. Top two planes is a sandwich. If it's on two sides in the bottom, it's a taco, which I think is misconstrued. It should be a burrito. But anyway, if it's all the way around, it's construed as a sushi. If it is the sides and the bottom, they would say it was a soup/salad with a bread bowl, right?
Okay.
And then if it's all the way around, all six sides, they consider that a calzone. I don't necessarily agree with the calzone part.
Yeah.
Because a calzone...
It could be a dumpling.
That's true. Yeah, see?
It could be kolache.
A kolache, yeah.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Every culture has its own meat in a pouch type deal.
Meat pouches, yeah. You could be a hand pie, depending on what you got. The one I really like is there's these pork buns place down here. It's a Chinese place. The Chinese pork buns, wonderful.
Mm-hmm,
but yeah, it's the same idea.
I love the bao.
Yes,
you get those from Core 17. Amazing.
Still have got to go there because I'm. You're not the only one who's told me that it's definitely worth my time.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend went there last weekend. It was well. The service was terrible.
Yeah,
it was one of those things where we got seated and then people that got seated 5-10 minutes after us were all of a sudden getting their appetizers and their food super quick, and you're and we're starving because we just spent all day walking around and kind of were seething. Then our appetizer came out, and that was fine. And then we're watching other people that got sat after us, paying for their check.
Yeah.
Then the food came out, and it was fucking amazing. So, that's just...
Does it make up for it? A little, I guess.
It was a little bit of a bummer, because, we usually, it's usually, the service is pretty decent there.
Right.
It's not like it's a mom and pop Mexican place where
No.
it's someone's second cousin who was a fuck up back in Chihuahua.
Right.
And you're lucky that grandma has this restaurant here in St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
I've been to some Mexican restaurant you are the nephew that no one likes.
That's where they wound up after they couldn't make it. Yeah.
They piss off someone. And it's now you gotta go hang out with grandma in St.
At the
Louis
strip mall in Creve Coeur, yeah.
and drive a Civic. It's always a red 96 Civic.
Yeah, because that's what you can get. So we went for Father's Day. We went to a steakhouse.
Yeah.
Well, that was probably the worst decision we could have made because we left 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
We didn't eat till 6:30, 7 o'clock. Yeah, it was a nightmare, and it was the same thing. I think part of it also is that, it was me, the wife, 2 kids, and my mother, which makes it 5. And 5 is a 5 top's hard to come by sometimes, and it's not always easy to seat them. And so, yeah, we wound up waiting an hour and a half to get served, and then the service was slow. But I had the first bite of that steak. I was like, you know what? All right, fine, whatever. So you get the food, and you're like, hey, this is what I wanted. Okay, all right, fine. I'll forgive it. And I tipped well and all that. So I mean, it does suck. It really does when you have that this is what I want. I'm going to get it, and then series of disappointments follow. But then you get the food, and you're like, well, okay, fine.
Yeah,
it's an uncomfortable situation to be in, but I guess it's better than the alternative, which is me having to grill for myself on Father's Day. That was my other option. It was like, well, we can wait an hour and a half, or I can fire up the grill. And everyone's like, no, don't cook. Pretty glad I waited, but yeah. What was the other argument? Because there was always some classic ones you could drop in. How many days of the week? Got to put up for that one. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Who was the better Mystery Science Theater 3000 host, Joel or Mike? You could always throw that one in.
Is there such thing as good cop?
Oh,
ooh,
that's more modern, but yeah, I think
that's one of those questions you ask as you're walking out of a room.
You just throw that one behind you like a Molotov and just walk out. Who's your favorite Evangelion girl, Asuka or Rey?
Are you Pam or...
Pam or Pam and Jim or
What was the other girl that Jim dates?
Played by
Rashida Jones?
Yeah, Rashida Jones, but I cannot remember her name for the life of me.
This is all like old Fayad shit we're referencing here now.
Yeah.
Are you Rey or Asuka? Are you...
Well, I'll say Rey and Asuka goes back well before
Asuka,
even Fayad for me. Like
Sure, but like I think that's how I know it, I should say.
Yeah, it's a classic argument. Still one, to this day. I don't know. They're both 14, so it doesn't matter. But
well, they're clones. They don't have real souls.
Asuka's not a clone in the original series; she's a clone in the rebuilds. But that's a whole nother. Again, that's a lore issue. There was some X-Files one that I cannot for the life of me remember what it was, but it was some like you could throw a match into X-Files fans if you asked this like.
When the Simpsons stopped being funny.
Oh, there you go. When did the Simpsons stop being funny? Classic firebomb, and that one,
season 10.
I'd say season 9.
I'd say the Kid Rock episode is definitively where it stopped being good. People like to say Prince and the Pauper, but I think that episode's bad in a lot of ways, but still has good jokes. But I think the Kid Rock episode might be where like this is where it definitely turned the corner into being not good most of the time.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, most of the things, if I see Kid Rock's involved in it, I generally want to run the other way. So even like Osmosis Jones movie from forever ago.
What about it?
Kid Rock is in that.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I've never watched it because I kind of knew better.
It's actually
I kind of know what when I see like a diaper outside of the bus stop, I don't wonder what's in the diaper. I have a pretty good because the thing is if it's like got like car keys to a Mercedes,
that never happens.
But like what, someone else can take that risk because I've already done the math, and there's probably something I'm not going to be happy about.
Chances are, pretty good that's not going to be anything. But no, I mean. Random plug for Osmosis Jones out of nowhere. It does have Bill Murray in it, which is always a plus for me. You got the great interplay with Chris Rock and David Hyde Pierce. It's just goofy as shit. It's an animated movie. It's gross. It's funny. Most of it is fart jokes, which I love. So, you can't really go wrong with it. But yeah, Kid Rock shows up.
Was he herpes?
No, I think he's...
Fragile X syndrome?
I think he's Kidney Rock. Or something like that. Where
Boo.
It's
Boo this.
Joe C was still alive. And so Joe C also has a cameo in animated form. His original song, Cool Daddy Cool. In the song that he wrote for the movie, he says the following line. Young ladies, I like 'em underage, see? Some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory. Yeehaw!
And that was like an animated film for kids.
It was an animated film for kids, and for some reason that line made it into the movie. If you go on Netflix and you watch Osmosis Jones, it's in the movie.
I had no idea.
And you wouldn't have. No one would expect that to happen, and yet it did.
My name is Kid Rock, and I'm raping little kids.
Yeah.
A bunch of human. I mean, I've had a couple of discussions, I feel like, in the last week about Kid Rock being human garbage, but I knew that line existed. I knew that verse existed. I didn't realize it was for Osmosis Jones.
It was for Osmosis Jones.
It'd be like fucking anal cunt doing a song for The Land Before Time.
Well, you didn't have that copy of the cassette? That one I got from Japan has it on it, yeah.
I was born in the Jurassic periods, specifically to commit sexual harassment. Just like songs like that. I don't know.
Did Anal Cunt ever do like a movie soundtrack? I would love to find that out. That'd be.
There's probably like a skate video out there or something, like a Big Brother.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure one of their songs made it under like a Serial Killer or a Bones Brigade video or something.
Sure.
Yeah, but I couldn't pick it out of a lineup with all the thrash bands they used to have on those, so I wouldn't know. Unless you told me specifically it was an Anal Cunt song, I wouldn't know it from Adam. Like,
fair.
Oh, you put an Anal Cunt song right next to a Nail Bomb song. I don't know.
I don't know.
Sure.
Put that next to a dryer with some shoes in it.
and run it through like a tape filter. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
All right, we ready for some gross shit? I think we've supposed a hypothetical enough here.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Shock.jpg.
Well, it's Shock.jpg, our favorite segment of the show, but this one might not be my favorite because I've seen this before, and I'm not a big fan of it. It's called Special Fried Rice, Brian. SpecialFriedRice.net. There we go.
Oh!
There we go.
Oh!
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm not done. Did I say click away from the damage? Did I say click? Mr. Producer! Did I tell you to click away from the photo of the deranged, damaged penis? Where are you? From the DNC?
Yes. So, courtesy of the Screamer Wiki, of course, because I wouldn't know how to describe that photo other than, oh my God, get it away from me.
It looks
hurt this thing, whatever it is.
It looks like a spring roll that's been left out in the sun.
Well, what it actually is a penis. It is a flesh-eating virus that infects the penis.
Well, ain't that a hoot, folks? Flesh-eating virus on your wee-wee.
For some reason, they included the lyrics to Nacho Man from the Simpsons season 16 episode. What was it called? Homer Loves Flanders. For whatever reason, they included I'm going to be a Nacho Man. And then it also says, recipe for love, cooking up the best special fried rice in the world since I put the page up. So the same person that created that created mustard snack and cheesy peas. Of course, mustard snack, a woman lifting her poop-covered underwear to show her anus/vagina covered in feces with a caption that read, grabamustardSnack.com. But yeah, so whoever this person was, the mental image.
It looks like they stuck their penis in like a desk fan.
Yeah, it looks really bad. We're going back to the well here.
We get a different look at this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back for a second.
Jamie, put the bad penis up on the screen.
Thankfully, courtesy of the web archive, so it does look like it's uncircumcised. So what's likely happened is that the foreskin itself has been infected with whatever this is. It looks like the fucking cordyceps virus from The Last of Us. But there's also bits that look like they're just like scar tissue.
Yeah. It looks bad.
It looks real bad.
That's not a pretty looking dick.
No, and the urethra looks kind of inflamed. Yeah, I mean it's not.
It looks like something from a Half-Life 1 mod. It looks like a hound eye.
Oh boy, yeah. What really kills me is like the scar tissue.
The scar tissue, the scabbing or whatever that is. Yeah, that's pretty upsetting.
Because, like, okay, you got a skin tags or whatever. You got a skin thing going on, but, like, that just looks like you scratched it too much, and now it's fucked up.
It looks rough.
Yeah.
Looks like the dog got at it.
I
told you not to let him play with it so much.
Let your dog chew on that damn thing. You're
gonna get yourself in trouble there. Ah! Look what you did. No. Now you want to act like you didn't know no better. You ain't got no fucking sense. You ain't got no full dick anymore either there, boy. Now help me fucking siphon this gasoline out of your neighbor's car.
Yeah. You got places to be.
Well, jeez, this is, you know what?
Yeah.
That's a guaranteed way to get fired from the dick sucking factory. When the pecker checker comes around and you ain't working with something functional. Hey, guy.
Yep.
This guy.
No card check, no nothing. You're off the line. Yeah. You're done.
The shop steward's coming over. He's shaking his head. I know you want to file a grievance here, but they're kind of in the riot on this.
Ain't much you can do about it, buddy. Sorry, I can't have you back on this one, but your shit's fucked up. Sorry, man.
You gotta listen. We're going to send you down to the doctor.
Right. You're gonna get some medical leave. Half of unpaid.
I'm sorry to say so. I don't think some penicillin is going to fix this.
Since the infected tissue does look to be the foreskin.
Do you think soy sauce would make it better or worse?
As far as
just
I don't understand the question.
Conceptually, if my penis had
looks
fleshing
like
bacteria on it, I don't know. At this point,
I mean, salt and
open Yeah, and you got the
I mean, because it's salty. That soy sauce is salty as shit.
It's
So.
definitely very salty.
I mean, really, the only thing you can do in that point. I mean, again, the guy's uncircumcised. I guess you just got to get it circumcised to get the tissue, the dead tissue
get the
off.
ant ear off.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like there's any other option here.
It looks like brown swagger.
No, because brown swagger looks appetizing. That does not look appetizing.
I don't know about brown swagger looking appetizing.
I mean, it's a sausage. What do you want?
It's like a meat filling
It's
patty.
a soft sausage. Yeah.
Your grandpa used to eat that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Yes,
my grandpa used to eat it as well. Yeah, you gotta put a little brown swagger on
Swagger,
there.
a little bit of mustard.
A little bit of mustard, a slice of American cheese on
Yes.
the thinnest white bread.
Actually, correction, not mustard, Durkee's, the mustard type sauce that was a little bit sweeter.
Oh,
Yeah, Durkee's was the way, because that's also how
that
he would
penis
eat.
looked like it came out of a can of Dinty Moore.
Whew, okay, yep, I'll give you that one. Fried spam was the other one. Oh, fried spam. I still do that one.
I'll do fried spam with like ramen.
Oh yeah, sure.
Do
Just slice it up,
Hawaiian
though.
style.
Yeah, or musubi. That's the other one. My friend Michaela told me about. Yeah,
Yeah. Wow, this terrible disease penis has really got us
got
hungry.
me appetized. Yeah, I don't know what's that about.
Just throw that in the hibachi.
Fire up the grill.
Volcano. that's just like the fluids coming out.
Right. The cure for it, I guess, would be to stick your dick in the onion volcano.
It's an ancient secret.
That's what the samurai did.
I am Ronin, for I have a diseased penis. What do you think that smells like?
Oh, you know what? It didn't look wet. It
looked
looked
a little dry.
yeah.
No. Go. You still have it up?
No,
Because
I do not.
there's like something between like where the foreskin and the tip of the penis meets, where it kind of looks like condensed milk.
Okay, well, we're going back to the well again, folks.
Folks, we can't stop looking at the bad dick.
I can't stop.
Or you think that's just like the flesh that has been yet to be
I was gonna say
consumed by the rot?
That just looks like where. Well,
I mean,
no,
I'm not
you're
as
right.
close to it as you.
No, I think you
There's
have a
some
point
kind
there.
of
There's
fluid.
it's not
Something milky. That's where the
unpleasant.
flavor lives.
Well, I mean, if you just cover up the pee hole, I mean, it's not. It's like a uncooked hamburger. So you got a lot of different food
Without the
there.
red food coloring, yeah.
Correct. Yes. All right. After that one, I'm gonna need a big old breath mint, Brian.
It's time for your mom's favorite part of the show. It's time for the breath mint.
What's on your mind this week? What you been up to?
Trying to think about our media consumption habits after Drew toothpaste made us feel vapid and
I
empty.
know. Tell me to fucking touch grass on my own show.
Yeah. God damn, he really got our asses.
He got me.
He cooked us.
Ugh.
He fucking.
Not only that, but I mean, smartest motherfucker in the room, and I keep thinking I'm a smart guy, but no.
Oh, I knew walking into that this was the master and we were the students, and I think you kept trying to stand up.
Yeah.
And he kept just fucking hit tossing you right into the fucking mat.
Try again. No.
I feel like there was points where he was trying to tell you not to get back up.
Yeah, I definitely felt that way after a certain bit. Anyway.
Anyways.
Drew, I love you. Come back on the show.
Yeah,
please don't whoop my ass like that
please,
again.
we won't drink and we'll read a book. We'll read a book.
Oh, we'll read a book. I don't know about the other part.
Watched Infinity Pool. Because Drew mentioned it on the show last week, and I was like, well, I like Skarsgård, and
sure,
I heard Mia Goth is a person to look at, and
indeed,
it's Cronenberg's son, and Drew is right that the ending doesn't really land. I don't want my movie endings to fucking hold my hand.
Yeah,
but there need to be a little something there. I think, and it just feels I think it was missing a couple beats to convey what it wanted to do, which is disappointing because pretty much up until that moment, that movie does not slow down. It keeps fucking going. Yeah, Skarsgård is pathetic and amazing, and it does that Cronenberg thing where you can't really tell if it's supposed to be in the future or not.
Yeah.
there are clones being made, but you're in a poor third world country, which is Croatia in real life.
Right.
And all the cars are like, classic convertibles, but like people have smartphones and they look like our smartphones. And there's this ambiguity of what does the world look like outside of this setting? And I think that's really interesting. And it plays to some of the more devious elements of the film. Mia Goth is absolutely sadistic and insane. My girlfriend commented that at one point she didn't even seem human.
Oh.
Yeah, it's about abusing people for fun, basically. And about, like, I think it makes some points about tourism or about, like, playing into people's egos to then take advantage of them. And there's some plot stuff that's shaky, but from front to back, like, it's a solid, like, 4 out of 5. I just wish it stuck the landing a little bit better at the end. It just kind of fell flat. But, it's, like, cheap to rent on Amazon Prime, so fucking go for it. And I'm trying to think, what else? I don't know, it's been a big media consumption week for us. I wanted to talk about last week. Did watch, just to give it a little faith and see if it could pull itself up.
Mm-hmm.
Did watch the second episode of The Idol.
Okay.
It's a better episode. There's some interesting character development and introduces some characters you see in the first episode a little bit more fully.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, I see what this is trying to do.
Okay.
And there's some stuff here that I don't hate. But as a whole, it's like going like, you know what? This rice is shit, but the cilantro they picked.
Okay.
Kind of thing where you're like, just doesn't make up for was ultimately a shallow and kind of like mean, but not really saying anything. Like, because I think you could write a treatment for a show that's based around a young woman that's supposed to be somewhere between Miley Cyrus and Britney Spears, and the vapidness and the controlling aspects and like the blurred line between when someone is really acting like they're your friend because their meal ticket is reliant on you, and when they are sincerely your friend or when they are sincerely your business partner or someone who is invested with you.
Okay.
There's some stuff where the main character is trying to like film a music video and she can't fucking do it. And she finally fucking nails the shot and the fucking focus got lost on the camera.
Yeah.
So there's, you think Jocelyn's going to fucking pull it together and she can't. The Weeknd is just like creepy LA Dracula. He's probably the most interesting part of the show, but I don't think there's going to be a second season of this shit.
I can't imagine there.
It just feels ugly,
Yeah.
and not in a way that's entertaining or like even like a hate watch kind of way. It's just really it's just like a bunch of wasted. I think the part where it's like a bunch of wasted potential. I've read stuff where people say that the mind behind it, I forget his name off the top of my head, like Levinson, that he's really not a storyteller. He's really into he's more about aesthetics.
Yeah, I mean, if you watched Euphoria, you definitely know that's the case.
I at least like knew people like that in high school. Mind you, these kids are Zoomers. I'm a millennial, and we were kids in an lower middle class gambit in the fucking flyover state in the Midwest, and these are kids that live in like some weird 1950s upper, but like some of the aesthetic choices for like the houses those kids lives in is really weird. Because it's like, these are all like Roseanne houses, but they're supposed to be in like Orange County. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I knew girls like Kat growing up.
Sure.
Like, I knew dudes like the Jocks and stuff like that. Like,
at least those
like
characters
they were terrible
felt real.
people because like their parents were fucking with them, or they were terrible people because that's what they thought they had to do to be a football star or some shit. And that like if there weren't these societal pressures, they probably would be like an okay person. But this is just kind of like, wow, isn't this lifestyle awful and vapid? And there's really very little to be cherished here, except for people just kind of like siphoning off of each other in this weird circle jerk, and everyone's fucking, it's vampirism. Yeah, this is terrible, and you're not really doing, it's that Woody Allen line, the soup is terrible in such small portions.
Yeah, the food is bad, and there's such little of it. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I always got the impression that like, gosh, I really hope it does lean into literal vampirism. Like, I do hope that, like, there's some genre element that shows up to kind of save the day. Because, yeah, otherwise, everything I've read about it, same thing. It seems like a collection of terrible people being terrible for no reason.
Yeah.
Who is this show for? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with the fucking Mindy Kaling fucking Velma thing. Like, who is
it for? Yeah. Yeah, I did wonder that when that first started coming around. Like,
we watched the first episode, and it was like,
okay,
not good enough for a second episode watch.
Which is, yeah, that,
like, and I gave the idol because, like, you know what, maybe it swings upwards.
Sure,
and, like, it does, but like it does not.
But if you can't sell me on your pilot, then I'm not giving you another. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not giving you another shot here. I've done that with a bunch of different shows. Like, there was one that Ray Wilson did where he was trying to be like. They were trying to kind of follow up on the success of House. Like, here's an asshole who's really good at his job, but it was like a small town detective. So he's just a detective that's an asshole.
He's just a
which is
he's a literal dick.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, all right, what's happening here? It was called Burnstrom or something like that. Backstrom.
Yeah.
Backstrom is what it's called.
Okay, I remember about this.
I watched one episode of it, and I went, okay. I was not enticed to watch more because, like, you can't grab me on your pilot, dude. So that's my test. If I can watch one episode, I'm hooked in. I'm like, okay, this is how it goes. So I'm with you on that one. But every once in a while, I'll give something a second shot. I think the last time that worked out really well for me was on Becoming a God in Central Florida. It was a random ass show. I can't even remember what network it originally aired on. I think it was Cinemax before that whole thing went under. But
that's fucking wild.
But you had Mary Jane and Spider-Man movies, the old ones, the Sam Raimi ones. Kirsten Dunst,
the chick with the bad teeth.
Thank you. Kirsten Dunst is a
bad teeth. Kirsten.
Oh, bad teeth. Kirsten. So she's a happily married woman. You know, she works at the water park, and her husband's. You know, he does an office job, but he also is in deep to this multi-level marketing scheme. And he dies and leaves her with all this multi-level marketing responsibility. Like, the first episode was interesting.
Yeah.
But it didn't quite have its hooks in me. By the second one, okay, now we got, you know, like it took off after that. So I was like, okay, I'm glad I gave that a chance. But it's rare. It's rare that happens, that I will actually go, well, all right, let's give this some more time. So, yeah, so it sounds like The Idol is a no-go.
Yeah, it's bad. It's pee-pee poo-poo.
Pee-pee poo-poo.
It's not even...
Not even the good pee-pee poo-poo.
I don't even see it like having the high points that Euphoria had, no pun intended. But like Euphoria at least could be sometimes something I didn't really like, but then like there would be these really great character moments that kind of were your payoff for dealing with some of the stuff that sucked. But I don't see it having that same quality ever in any real true way, which is maybe a little disappointing, but I don't know what I was expecting. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, a new Queens of the Stone Age record.
Yes, okay.
Have you listened to it?
I have not. I've heard the single. And I like the single. It's pretty good.
It's probably the best thing they've come out with in a long time. But I mean, it's what you expect from a Queens of the Stone Age record. There's cool guitar riffs and cool guitar tones, and there's some stuff that's kind of dun like, and then there's like, you know, these haunting like oohs and ahs, and there's some cool little guitar.
So classic
solos.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Classic Queens of the Stone Age. I haven't like sat down, like just been like listening to it like while cleaning my apartment or like while at work, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I like it. I'm into it. Like, it definitely feels like divorced dad.
Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense given that, you know,
who he is and all of that. Like, there's definitely some divorced dad energy in there. It just happens to be very cool divorced dad, where it's like,
right, the one that owns
like he still gets visitation, and his kids like him, but he's also got a girlfriend that's done a little too much Botox.
That feels very real. Yeah,
like it feels like a very lived-in leather jacket kind of divorced dad thing. I'm into it. It's been a while since I listened to Queens of the Stone Age record that, like, from front to back, I thought was interesting. I feel like that's been like probably since Songs for the Deaf.
Yeah, that seems about right. And again, that's without that opening track. I think I could take that or leave that, but everything after that is solid gold.
You don't like Give Me Toro, Give Me Some More?
It's all right.
Really? I think that's like, that's like a song I listen to when I get psyched up to like steal from the self-checkout.
It's too short.
I mean,
I need to go for another minute, man. Come on. But no, I think that's the wrong one. I think I'm thinking of something else. Anyway, I think it's Six Shooter that I don't like. But anyway, that's like one song on a record that has like 15 songs on it. So it's minor. It's a minor complaint.
That you can't even remember correctly.
No, I don't remember what song it is.
Oh.
So clearly it's not that important because
you're just another fucking fake fan, Jason.
Yeah.
Here, I was going to take you to Snowcore tour with me. They hang out with Head PE and Cold Chamber.
Head PE.
Finger 11.
Oh, Finger 11.
Alien Ant Farm.
Finger 11 is probably the most clever name that you could come up with if you're trying to make a dick joke with your band name. I think that's,
Yeah. You know what's really sad? I didn't know Pearl Jam was a cum joke until like a year ago.
Oh, really? Oh, that was one that we told around the schoolyard there.
I don't think I grew up around a lot of people that gave, besides like my mom and my aunt, who gave a shit about Pearl Jam.
Fair. That's fair.
But I mean, like, I can't listen to Pearl Jam and the Red Hot Chili Peppers or like Toad the Wet Sprocket as an adult because my mom played that. And people are like, wow, your mom sounds so cool. I'm like,
not really.
No, it wasn't.
Now, I can't listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers because several times in several different bands, I was told that I sing like Anthony Kiedis, and I just got so fucking angry at that. It's an irrational thing. I don't know why.
You ever watched the compilation of Anthony Kiedis doing the Ching Chong from...
What song is that he does? Yeah,
it's off of Californication, All Around the World or whatever. It's like round the
ding,
world,
ding dong, ding ding dong dong dong.
Ding, ding, and like there's like somewhere it's like ding ding dong ding 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 dong.
Yeah,
and like he really gets into the syncopation and like the paradiddle, the vocal paradiddle of it. It's really fucking.
It's painful, is what it is.
Painful.
Yeah,
it's. I just like he wrote a song where he could just be racist for like one bar.
Yep. Well, Flea was probably like, "That's all you get, man.
That's all you get.
We can't do the whole song that you want.
Save it for your biography."
I haven't read it. Is he racist?
I don't know. I can't imagine it's really good.
I don't know.
My brother said like there was like a Motley Crue biography that's really good.
That's Neil Strauss. Yeah, that one is good. I can't remember the name of it, but I know.
But I've also heard people say things like Slash came out of the biography.
Yeah,
and I remember.
I can't imagine him having anything all that good to say about anyone.
Well, the thing is, it was like him talking about being like really interesting parts of his life and being involved with really interesting things. And you'd be like, oh, he's talking about some really interesting, like the formation of like Guns N' Roses, and then has nothing interesting to say about this part of his life that had to have been if you were a fly on the fucking wall.
Yeah.
Absolutely fascinating.
Sure. You would imagine. Yeah.
So he's like basically like, yeah, I did a bunch of cool shit, but I don't have anything cool to say about it.
Which is just like, that's a lie.
Yeah.
It's clearly not true.
I don't know. What you got, man?
I'm still continuing on the old Yellow Jackets train, almost at the end there. And boy, I got to commend the Yellow Jackets online community for being very tight-lipped with spoilers. I did not know that a number of really big moments happened, even though I still, for some reason, am on the R Yellow Jackets subreddit. So kudos to them for keeping their mouths shut thus far. I'm really enjoying...
Good for you for not opening up your fat fucking mouth.
You know what's good for you.
I'm Jay Leno that doesn't like Yellow Jacket spoilers.
Teeny tiny Jay Leno that doesn't like
I'm a little guy.
Here I
go.
go.
Just a little guy. I can't read the spoilers because my eyes are so small.
We gotta thank Casey Green again for the teeny tiny Jay Leno idea.
Talking about penguins. God, what a beautiful soul that man is.
What a sweet man. No, so I'm enjoying Yellow Jackets, really, really digging into that. I've been reading Venice Underground by Jeff Vandermeer. It's one of his earlier books. Have I told you about this? Did we talk about this last week?
You didn't talk about that? I don't think so.
What they're doing now, since Jeff doesn't have any new work out since called Salamander Hummingbird, since that came out, he hasn't had any new work out, so they're kind of digging through a lot of his older work and kind of republishing it. So Venice Underground is an older work. It's something that he did even before one of the first things I knew about him, which was Ambergris, which was a series of stories started with City of Saints and Mad Men. This is a collection of both shorts and one long-form story about a similar, it's a decaying city where the AI took over, and then human beings started doing genetic experiments, and eventually these genetic experiments started to become the dominant life form. It's a very interesting concept. He plays with a lot of these detective tropes, and you really get the sense he's just kind of playing. He's just kind of futzing about with these ideas that he would later solidify into the ambergris stories, and then later even further into stuff from Annihilation. All that, you can kind of see the origins of that. And yes, I know the AJJ song is going through your head again. If you were a Jeff Vandermeer fan and you've read all his other stuff, and then you go back and read this Venice Underground, you start seeing, oh, okay, well, there's where his idea for this part of ambergris came from, and then here's
right.
where
You see the seeds being sown for what will become bigger themes and ideas and other pieces of work. That's always fun.
Yeah, so that definitely was a really interesting read. It felt really long, but that's just because the book itself, what he would have originally published as Venice Underground is, 2/3 of what's collected now, and the rest is almost novella. They're not necessarily shorts because they're a lot longer than you think, but yeah, it's a series of unconnected stories that just kind of flesh out the world, which is a neat concept. I like when they do that, when they collect an author's work like that, but it didn't work for me just because this character I've been following for the majority of this huge book, his story's over, and now we're literally going back in time in this world and kind of getting some of the backstory of the backstory. I'm like, that's fine. I don't need it. It's superfluous. So once the Shadrach story ends, you can pretty much
Shadrach.
Shadrach, that's the character's name. Yeah,
get a tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. Yellow Jackets, Venice Underground, and I have been trying to make my way through Chainsaw Man, the anime. This is a relatively new thing to me. I had heard a lot about it when the comics were first coming out, but I hadn't checked it out until I heard, oh yeah, the anime's out, the dub's done, it's a whole season, you can watch it. So, okay, good. Get my Crunchyroll back out. Let's see what's what. And first episode really caught me. Like, okay, it's a guy who's really good at killing demons, but he's also part demon himself. It's got all these references to other shows and other Western media in it.
So I've heard, yeah.
It's like if Tarantino did an anime, this is probably what he would do, because it's just a boiling pot of all these different references and bits from other things and themes, and it's all just kind of throwing a bunch of shit together and seeing what sticks, and for the most part it works.
Yeah.
There's a few slow moments in that first episode which I kind of went, oh no, pacing's important, what are we doing? But it kicks up and kind of sticks the landing of that first episode. It's like I was saying earlier, if that first episode don't get me, I'm not going back for more.
Sure.
Thankfully this one did, so I cannot recommend it enough. I still haven't finished it, so I can't tell you, as a whole, whether it actually does what it's supposed to, but so far so good.
Well, hell yeah. We love anime here on 48 Minutes of Dogs Ooh-Ooing.
So, Bryan, where can they find you on the old internet?
If you want to harass me on the internet, you can find me at iShotGuidibor on Instagram and Twitter. That's ISHOTGUIDBORD.
Y'all.
If you want to check out my photography portfolio, it's assholemusicphotographer.com. And if you want to check out the words I sometimes put to the photos of people seeing with their mouth open, it's musicphotographer.com. I am photographing Young the Giant Saturday.
All right.
Yeah.
Haven't seen them in forever.
They're great. I mean, like it's top 40 indie pop, which isn't necessarily my thing, but they write solid. They write really great music for a fucking float trip. I was listening to them today, and I was like, this is like kind of having some people over grilling music.
Linus the Bear does the same type of vibe.
We're just like we ain't doing shit but this kind of music. Mm-hmm. And so for that vibe, they're perfect. I've photographed them before. It's been a couple years, but they're a great live band. Very excited. Yeah, they're at St. Louis Music Park, which I have not been to yet.
I haven't either, no.
I do not look forward to trucking out from Southside fucking St. Charles for a show, but...
Yeah, that's about a 30-minute drive. That's not great.
Yeah, and there might be some. Well, Saturday, so there might not be that much traffic.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I've only ever been out to that little area for like the ice skating rink.
Yeah.
I've never been there for. Have you been out there for a concert?
I think I've been out there, maybe not that specific one, but I have been out to a place nearby to see Cinematic Titanic, which is the post Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing that Joel Hodgson put on. And so I've been out there. I think it was called Family Arena at the time.
No, that's still there. Yeah,
is that still there? Okay.
Yeah, it's still called Family Arena.
But yeah, that's the only thing I've really been out there, out in the St. Charles area is the Family Arena to see a live riffing of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Amazing. So yeah, I should have foes from that.
Fantastic.
Soon. I'm gonna try and knock those out super fucking quick and not let other things in life get their fucking claws in me. I'm gonna just fucking power through that shit. Jason.
Yes.
What's your pluggables there, buddy?
So you can find me on Twitter and various other places as Videocrime, VIDEOCRIME, with the exception, of course, of TikTok and Instagram. That is at LaserGooseCEO. You can find the show at 48minutesdogsbarking.com. You can give us a call, 314-246-9766. That's 314-AHOY POO. And if you'd like to shoot us an email, well, that's Jason at 48minutesofdogsbarking.com or Bryan at 48minutesdogsbarking.com. That's Bryan with a Y, by the way.
Yeah, my mom wanted my life to be hard.
That is what I've heard. So we're going to leave you with, I don't know.
I mean,
there's a joke there.
There's going to be a lot of people that know me that would disagree with
Right.
that statement. I don't know if it has to do with how my name was spelt, but with other things maybe.
Right. We're going to leave you with a little bit of music, a group that I enjoy. Remember the Voidoids? Well, Richard Hell was the lead singer there.
I know who Richard Hell is.
Richard Hell, in a collection called Spurts, the Richard Hell story, includes this one, Love Comes in Spurts. And that about does it for the program. And this is when we say namaste and good luck.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I was a child who wanted all of so wild, though died of slow motion, but played with devotion.